Welcome to my kitchen. Today we're going to be making a homemade liqueur called Krupnik. Krupnik is an old Polish recipe, and you need 1.5 cups of honey, 1 cup of water, 4 whole cloves, 8 sticks of cinnamon, 1/4 teaspoon of freshly ground nutmeg, a 2 by 2 inch piece of lemon peel, a 2 by 2 inch piece of orange peel, a teaspoon of vanilla extract, and a quart of quality vodka. The first thing you do is pour the water into a saucepan, and then the honey. And you're going to put this pan on the stove and turn the heat up high. But don't go anywhere because it boils over very easily. You want to bring it to a simmer. And if it starts to boil over really quickly, you can grab the pan up off the heat and it should keep from boiling over. So once you have it at a simmer, stir it. I'm gonna eat some of that honey. Once you brought it to a simmer, stir it gently and then start to skim the foam that rises to the surface. Next, we will go and prepare our other ingredients. You should start the pot out on medium heat and stir to combine the water and honey. You don't need it up on high heat. It will boil just fine on medium. Okay, now that it has come to a boil, we're going to turn down the heat so it doesn't boil over too much. And you can see that some foam has started to form around the edges and in the middle. It's fine, there's nothing wrong with it, it's perfectly edible, it's just that this is the protein coming out of the honey as it boils. If you want to skim it off, you can use a spoon, or if you have a little sieve, you can use that too. You don't even have to do the skimming part, but it does make your liqueur look a little clearer. So we like to skim off what we can. And you can even use a little cup of cold water to get some of that foam off of your sieve in between dunks so you don't get more foam back in there. And this doesn't have to be perfect. If you don't get everything, it's not a big deal. Some honey has more foam than others. It just depends on what the bees happen to be eating that day. That looks about good enough. Next, we will add 4 whole cloves, 8 sticks of cinnamon, 1/4 teaspoon of nutmeg, the equivalent of a 2 by 2 inch piece of lemon peel, and the equivalent of a 2 by 2 inch piece of orange peel. Add that all in there. And now, with your heat low, but it's still boiling, simmer this for 15 to 30 minutes, and then take it off the heat and let it set until it cools down to room temperature. This will take a while, so be patient. So, now that you have finished cooking together your ingredients, and it's cool at room temperature, now it's time to strain them into a pot or a container. Get all the goodness out of there. Next, we add a teaspoon of vanilla extract. You can use the regular vanilla extract, or you can make some of your own. The way I did this is I took 2 vanilla beans and put them in a container. I chopped them up, you don't have to, but you can. Filled it up with vodka and let it sit. After about 6 months to a year, you have vanilla extract. And when the liquid starts getting low, I fill it up with vodka again. If it starts looking a little weak, I add another vanilla bean or 2, and this has been in my cupboard for many, many years. So we put a teaspoon of that in here. And then we do the vodka. We have taken the little plastic lid out of here so it's easier to pour. And I'm going to pour it all over my solids to wash off any little goodies that might be on there. Any more sugar, syrup, honey syrup that's on there. Okay. And then we stir it to combine. It smells really good, by the way. Although right now, if you were to taste it right now, the flavors are very separate and distinct. To really get this to mellow and all the flavors to come together, you want to let it sit for 4 to 6 weeks at least. Now we're going to pour it right back into the vodka bottle. If you feel like it, in 2 to 3 weeks, you can strain this again. Just run it through some coffee filters, and you'll get out all that little bitty bits of nutmeg and whatever else you might have. But you don't have to do that. You can if you want. See there, the little nutmeg bits at the end? We're going to strain this in a couple of weeks, just so we make a clearer liquid. And like I say, give it 4 to 6 weeks, put it aside somewhere preferably dark, room temperature, and you will have Krupnik, an excellent drink, especially for the holidays.